Hi there, and welcome to Brian's Mind. This is the Friday edition. This is the last in my series of political views about the Republican and Democratic conventions. And after this, we're done with politics. But I figured with all the politics going on, I should do that. It's still Wednesday. I'm taping for Friday, but something better has come up that I could not possibly watch the convention last night on McCain's final speech. Today being Friday, remember we're pretending it's Friday, football started last night. The Washington Redskins versus the New York Giants. What a game. Man, nip tuck till the end, but somehow Washington pulled it out at the end. Again, it's Wednesday, I'm just assuming Washington's going to win. And so we're done with politics. We're going to talk about football and what brings with football. Fantasy football. Now, this past weekend we had a football draft at my humble abode, and it was very good time. It was had by all, and a lot of stupid picks, a lot of good picks. I can admit that two of my picks, after I picked them, one was cut, the other got arrested. So, you know, we're not all averse to making retarded picks now and again. And I was the first person in our league to make a move. I cut one of my persons and picked up another one, so I got that going for me. I believe that fantasy football is actually kind of retarded when you think about it, but it makes the game more exciting, and they believe there's over 20 million people that play fantasy sports now. So it's not that bad. Hell, some idiot just won $1 million playing fantasy golf, I believe it was. So obviously there's money out there. I'm in a league where you can win millions and millions of dollars. So hopefully, you know, actually I'm screwed. My team's not that great, but it wasn't a draft, it was auto draft. I tried to rank. I got a good team, but not the greatest team. So we'll wait and see what happens. But fantasy football actually does make the game more exciting. Not as exciting as if you have money on the game. Gambling's illegal except in the state of Nevada and Atlantic City, but I don't know if they have books in Atlantic City. I don't know how that works. But anyways, fantasy football can take a game that's already exciting and turning into even that much more exciting when you know your team has your guy out there and you're watching them and you're rooting for your guy. That makes fantasy football fun. Now, what makes fantasy football suck is when your team's losing and it's because the jerk-off that you're going against this week has the quarterback that's going against your favorite team, mine being the Packers, and you're watching this guy shred the Packers apart for points. Not saying it'll ever happen. Remember, this is just what ifs. Now, that makes football even worse. So not only does your team get scored against, but the jag-off you're playing probably gets 12 points because he's got the quarterback and the receiver on the touchdown throw. Great. Yay. Now we're down 7 and I'm down 12. So fantasy football can be frustrating, but it can also be a lot of fun. Now, we play for the hell of it because gambling's illegal, so we would never play for money. But if we did play for money, I guarantee you it wouldn't be a lot because we're cheap. Now, the whole object of fantasy football has been around for years. I would like to think that I was one of the first ones to actually get in on fantasy football when you had to manually enter the stats off of the Monday morning paper or when NFL.com actually would post if there was any questions to what the paper had. That's how long I've been doing it. We tried to figure it out. It's between 15 and 17 years now we've been doing fantasy football. So it's been a long time. And it's still fun for me every day, even though I won one game last year. It's kind of humorous after a while, but it's there. Now, what do you like about fantasy football? What makes it exciting? Because it gives you a whole day checkout stats, checkout scores, teams you wouldn't normally root for, guys you normally wouldn't root for. You actually care. You act like you're your buddies. And then what cracks me up is at the end of the year, you happen to win the championship and you act like you did a great accomplishment. Now, I've won 3 championships. Did I brag? Oh, you bet your sweet ass I brag. Did I act like a jerk? You bet your sweet ass I act like a jerk. But now, I realize since I don't win crap anymore, and you win the championship, you're just a jerk. No, you should be humble. Take your money, say thank you, sit down, shut the hell up. This year's winner did that. Was Matt, I believe his Wicked Stallions is his team, He took the first prize graciously, said thank you very much, sat down, went about his business. Me personally, I would have let every pick would have been last year's champion takes this person. That's me. I'd have been a total asshole about it. But that's me. Now, should everybody else act like me? No. Why? Because it's just not right. It's hurtful. Now, as long as I'm not the one getting hurt, I think it's great. If I'm the one getting hurt, not so cool. Fantasy sports is a $1 billion a year industry. And they also believe that over $9 billion a year is wasted on people doing fantasy sports and not doing their jobs, whether they're looking up stats at work, whether they're preparing for their draft at work, whatever. Where do I get this reference from? This week's issue of Sports Illustrated. Now, that came in the mail on Wednesday, so I had time to read it before I did this. Now, another thing is that a lot of people don't get fantasy sports. Now, who are these people that don't understand fantasy sports?